Good evening. Today our group, which consists of Johari, Shen, Keith and Quincy, are going to be reviewing a video which is titled How Social Media Corrupts Human Interactions, and the debater in the video is named Jake Simons. So the debater basically emphasized about how social media plays a role in corrupting human interactions. So there are a total of 10 arguments which was brought up during the debate, which our group will criticize and agree or disagree with in the report.
Next, I will present for the terminology on the video that we choose. So on the video that we choose, there are one terminology that can be clarified. So the first terminology is the pro-anorexia and pro-bulimia. These words means they are same words that has mentioned by the speaker, and it means this word was created by a young woman that have an anorexia or bulimia that recovery from one or both of the disorder. And pro-anorexia and pro-bulimia is where almost people hence the names of Anna and Mia. Lastly, the disease that can be acquired, but it can realize that mental demon that people have to deal with their daily life.
Hello, Miss. So I'll be presenting on my part. And in my part, I will critique the part where the speaker stated that social media is causing depression for lots of people. So in this statement, the speaker stated this statement with an evidence from a research that was made in University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine. So it was found that participants who were spending 61 minutes per day in social media and visiting social media websites over 30 times a week. So 1/4 of the young people displayed a high level of depression in the study. So this is what the speaker stated in the video. In order to know if this statement is true, I have made a few research and found several studies that people who checks on Facebook late at night are more likely to feel depressed and unhappy about themselves. Other than that, a study in 2018 from University of Pennsylvania also found that the less time individuals spend on social media, the less they will develop the symptoms of depression and loneliness. Another example is from University of Pennsylvania student. So they made a research for 143 students, and they found that the group with restricted social media access resulted with lower severity of depression and loneliness. So from these studies that I have found, you can see a pattern which shows that the more people spend their time on social media, the higher the chances that they are developing depression symptoms or loneliness, especially for young people or young adults, because when they are in social media, they are constantly being presented with influencers. The influencers post something about their lives, something about their content that have high standards of living, that which eventually will bring out feelings such as envy and feeling of lacking in some viewers, some audience about their own lives. And people who limits themselves on social media at least for 30 minutes, it will lower their level of depressions, because they are not caught up with people's achievement, success and luxury life that will make them feel bad about their life, about their boring life. And then from this we can understand that the arguments, the statement that the speaker have stated in the video is very strong and accurate in terms of information and other studies. So from this statement, we agree that the social media is causing depression for lots of people. Thank you.
Hello Miss, so I'm gonna present about the social media cause eating disorder individually. So basically eating disorder can cause by genetic, brain biology, personal traits or cultural ideas. A study by Mental Health First Aid found that 52% of girls and 45% of boys are skipping meals due to the social media. And another study by Borzkowski that mentioning the communities of pro-anorexia and pro-bulimia are causing the idea of eating disorder. And most likely the results shown how social media can harm people individually. So the next one is about the social media give users feel envy and dissatisfaction. So there's a two study regarding about it, which is the first one is study by Macquarie University and University South Wales, which is regarding the span of Instagram of body image relation. And the results shown that most women participants are not satisfied with their own body, which is directly affect their own mindset. So the next one is Kansas State University research about the effect of social media to adolescent and young adults female have found that participants compare their own self into models or celebrity, which is most of the participants reveal tend to dissatisfied with their own body.
As the debater mentioned from the statement above, what he was trying to imply is that journalistic integrity is fading as time goes by. So let's just review the code of ethics by journalism. So according to the University of Washington, journalism ethics and standards are principle of good practice. So therefore, professional journalism association, an individual organization, and most journalists themselves often have their own code of ethics. However, most share these same principles, which are truthfulness, accuracy, objectivity, impartiality, fairness, and public accountability. So, many journalists also abide by principles of limitation of harm, which means that they have the responsibility to not harm others while reporting a story. This is one of the major differences between professional journalism, reporting for a reputable news organization, as opposed to fringe news source and fake news creator. So, when he stated that journalistic integrity is harder to find, we would assume that it was a correlation with journalism as a whole. Although we need to mention that Society of Professional Journalism, which believe that journalism strives to ensure free exchange of information that are accurate, true, and fair. So a member of the society takes responsibility for the accuracy of their work, verifying information before releasing it and using the original sources whenever possible. However, journalistic bias does exist, so whether we like it or not, this is journalism. For example, China government controlled by the press agency is journalism, and that is delivers government propaganda. This internet has also emerged as an important form of communication by the media and is placed under supervision of the Chinese government. So it's up to us as consumers of all kinds and media and information to include but not restrict to journalism to be skeptical about what we read and see.
Next, I will present for the critique on the video that we choose. So the point that I found on the video is the social media is correcting the way we behave as individuals. This means the social media are corrupting a way for the individuals because of the persons that has a mental contributions that often in required. Next, the social media that has offer any possibility for the fake information to individuals that mental effort and software that combat the plagiarisms. Thirdly, this point was also present that they are increase the interest of ability to use the online social network to study and influence the real world behavior. Lastly, from this point, the social media are made up of many social influence, and some studies show that the online communications may not be effective on social media influence. For the conclusions of this video, this video are giving more clearer and logical understanding for why the social media can give a benefit and it's provide the negativity between human interactions. Next on this video was also explain the problems of social media where the celebrities over professionals and believing the easy access news for truthful journalisms. And lastly, with this video, you can help to apply the point that have been made on the video for people on social media platform that create the stronger human interaction. That's all from our group. Thank you.